There's a cool shot. Not bad for a triple injection and a tiny little minnow right there. So Happy Jack and I went bass fishing the other day, pre-fishing for a big tournament that he's going to be in, and let's just say I didn't catch anything like these, but he did. This dude had the audacity to do this in my boat while I was at work. Can you believe that? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the World's Worst Fishing. I'm your host, Chris Jones. So today's video is going to be somewhat of a bait blog, or vlog, I guess, in the YouTube world. I've got some orders that I'm working on for some customers, and one of those colors is a new color that I kind of put out week before last that got a lot of attention, called Prism Shad. So I have to pour some Prism Shads today, but I decided, you want to know what? If I'm out here pouring Prism Shad, I might as well mix it up again, try it in some injection molds, and show you guys the color recipe kind of all at once, right? All together as one video. I'm really curious if I can make Prism Shad happen with triple layer injection, okay? So we're gonna have to use the triple injector. There's no other way around it, okay? So we're gonna have to use the triple injector and hope for the best. So this is Prism Shad. Really fun stuff there. It looks like a very complicated color. I mean, it reflects all sorts of different colors. It's actually really simple. It's only 2 pigments. That's it. That is, oops, 2 colors. There's only 2 things in that. So let's get started. Okay, so here is the color game plan. Top side, okay? So again, this is going to be a triple layer color, all right? Because I developed it for my hand-poured swim baits, which include a middle vein, okay? So most of my shad colors and swim baits are all 3-color base. Here's all this color is going to be. Scully Moon Dust, okay, for the top color. That middle vein is going to be the Schwartz, all right? But what about this third color? Nope, no color, just dead on plastics. Straight crystal clear belly, okay? So this goes back to a long time little fact that I guess that I've been preaching for years, is getting the most out of your color shift powders. In fact, I did a whole video dedicated to how to get the most out of your color shift powders. I will link that video and pin it to the top of the comment thread below. All right, isn't that funny? Clean cup, dirty cup. Plastic looks totally different. So this will be our vein color, okay? The Schwartz, or the Schwartz. We want a lot of it, okay? In fact, we're not even necessarily going to measure out how much we want. We want a lot, okay? It's the best way I can put it. We just want that vein very, very strong. We'll start with 2 drops of black. All right, let's bring her to life. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It kind of goes green to blue. So you see a lot of blue actually, depending on your angle of perspective. Yeah, okay. The top color is Scully, right? This is sort of a purple, right? It's got a lot of purple in it. All right, we don't need as much though, okay? It's the vein that we're really popping, okay, on a color like this. Not necessarily the top color. The top color does not have to be super strong, all right? And the Scully is really nice. It's sort of a pink to green, at least I see green, right? So watch this. Let's turn it. See how it kind of goes green? Pink, purple, green. Boom. Isn't that nice? That is essentially it, boys and girls. Like I said, this is very simple. However, when used creatively and effectively to bring these powders out, There's just nothing else that looks like it. Now, this is not necessarily specific to moon dust. Like I said, I've been doing this for years with pretty much every kind of hyper shift, color shift powder that you know, suppliers can get their hands on here in the States. It works the same way, even highlights. This will absolutely make a highlight soar. Okay, there it is. I think we are ready. So we're gonna set up the camera and hope for the best here. We're gonna give it one good shot in a few different molds. So here we go. Man, forgot how hard it is to push one of these. Might be all we get, folks. Check this out. Here is from inside the blending block. And that right there is what we're hoping to see. Oh, get it in focus. Yeah. Something akin to that. Yep. Really cool there. Okay, first mold up. Drum roll please for Prism Shad triple injection version. Okay, let's see what happened. Ooh, pretty neat. I feel like this is gonna be impossible to show on camera. Oh my gosh, there it is. Right there you can see that we got a really clean triple laminate. So let's just go ahead and yank this one cavity out real quick. There it is. There's how that clear amplifies that color. Look at that. The tracer shad for the win. Isn't that cool? So you can see when you look at it from the belly side, it's when you really see that clear layer make that vein pop. Okay? Yeah, there it is. Wow. Look at that. See how it's kind of got that blue in there like I was saying? There's that Scully shift top. Not bad for triple injection and a tiny little minnow right there. All right, here is the 3.5 inch tracer. So let's see how, oh yeah. Look at that. All right, let's get one out there. Fun. You can really see the effect. Yeah. Isn't that nice? And yes, we did it in a Cinco. Look at this. Oh, really great. And a lot easier than doing it where you basically pour half the worm, right, into the cavity, then dust your vein layer, and then close, and then shoot your clear. You know, this way right here, you're doing it all at once, and you're gonna get that thermal blend and thermal bond, you know, whenever you kind of pour one half of the cavity, right, or skin it, however you want to think about it, and then you brush in a layer of powder, that powder becomes a barrier to your then body plastic bonding and sticking to the original layer, right? So if you think about it, you have your layer of Scully already poured in, and then you're gonna brush or dust in your layer of the Schwartz, and then you gotta shoot the rest of the bait in clear, kind of makes that clear little layered dome in a roundworm. Now you have a barrier, right? That dry layer of powder is really, you're gonna have a lot of cold cracking and delamination problems. So doing it this way just kind of goes right around that. Really fun. Yeah, come on, camera. The camera don't even know what to focus on, y'all. Yeah, the moral of the story is these effects are so weird, the camera does not know what to focus on. But yeah, a really nice 3-layer laminate there. The Rip Wrap. Look at that. Love the way that belly pops. So yeah, we kind of ran out of plastic while shooting the Rip Wraps. Just the, pretty sure the blending block was starting to lock up on me. So I really only got one full shot here. But yeah, you can see it triple laminated quite nicely. And that clear belly. Woo! Really fun. Totally novelty. You're not going to want to make these all day. Triple injector will wear out your arms and shoulders and drive you out of your mind. But never be afraid to experiment with it. Especially using the clear powder trick. This is cool to see, the runner. And that is why I use Dead on Plastic's Black Label Swim Bait Blend for a lot of my clear effects. I can get that plastic looking like glass. That is beyond clear. A lot of people think clarity just means see-through. Definitionally, clarity means a lot more. It's more along the absence of color and blemish, the absence of contamination, right? No cloudiness, no yellow tint, right, from your plasticizer resin, or excuse me, from your plasticizer oils, right? This is a very clean, non-phthalate plasticizer, and it comes out looking definitionally clear. Does not get better than that. Okay, we got the G4s started here, looking good. Got our clear belly in, and then the Schwartz vein. So we're gonna top those off, let those cool down for a while, and then sort of do a compare and contrast, right? We're gonna show you what this exact pattern looks like in the open pore swim bait, and you'll notice how, because there's a deeper, right, in terms of top to bottom, there's more clear plastic that I'm able to pour in these baits. You're gonna see how it really makes the effect pop even more than what we did with injection, simply because of the ratio of the clear to the backing color. So it's gonna be a fascinating little comparison. All right, lunch break. I'm enjoying Joe Rogan's podcast with Bob Lazar. The S4 video dropped last night, and yes, I'm a UFO dork. And today, for lunch, we have a homemade Italian hoagie. So we have salami, hot salami, dry capicola, I think they call it gabagool. Up in the New England area, we have prosciutto, lettuce, tomato, onion, and hot vinegar cherry peppers. Doing it right for being a southern boy, so trying to perfect my Italian hoagie game. So we're gonna eat up and then finish out this video. Yeah, that's wild. That open pour hits different sometimes, don't it? So we're gonna get it out, give you a little bit better look at it. There we are. So you can see the layout of the bait, much different, okay? We're able to have a lot more of that belly plastic. And a nice, clean sort of transition, right? Between our top backing color, the vein that we want to amplify, and the layer of clear. I mean, you can see it just goes crazy there. Yep. You can see how it's got kind of that blue in there too, right there. So yeah, really cool. Very easy color build. Again, y'all, this is 2 pigments. I guess 3 if you count the black color. But you know, really fun colors that pop and really look just otherworldly. Can sometimes be very simple. Just using the power of clear, an effect, and a backing. So this would not quite look like this without all 3 elements. So yeah, here is the hand poured version of it. That's cool. Just look at how different everything is. Yeah, that's awesome there in the tracer. And then again in the rip wrap. Yeah. I like how the rip wrap belly amplifies the vein there. That's a cool shot. Pretty neat. It's cool because it looks like they have interior illumination all on their own, but it's just the power of clear plastic and a very vibrant powder that we are amplifying. Literally looks like they have an electrical source. All right, everybody, I think that's gonna wrap this video up. I think we're gonna cut it here. I've got plenty more baits to make today, plenty more that I can and probably should do. Gotta also go in and see what the family wants to do tonight. But yeah, just a fun little bait blog. Like I said, I needed to make some Prism Shads. Probably gotta make some more if I think about it. And yeah, wanted to take you guys along. There have been a lot of people leave comments on some of my social media pages asking about the Prism Shad. So I'm happy to show it to you, no problem. Just some moon dust and clear plastic. That's basically it. So anyway, yeah, check out the video. I'll link it down below at the top of the comment section, how to get the most out of your color shift powders. That's a really fun video, sort of piggybacks on the same idea. And with that said, we are out. See you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. You can't rely on YouTube's algorithm by itself. Gotta sign up for notifications so that you don't miss any uploads, and hopefully we'll see you there.